Yeah, leave it all on the court. Leave it all on the field. You gotta give it 100. That's from your head to your heel. This is the time that you want it. It's time to jump in and run it. Let's get to jumping and running into securing the deal. This ain't pretend, it's for real. Turn up the temp just a little. With stakes so high,
he's gonna make the throw. It's a touchdown.
Good looking for him. Long throw as always. Mike Evans, he scores again.
Mix it up for the combine. Push it to the limit. How I give it at the combine. Bet I blow your mind when it's lights, camera, show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very studious episode of the Combine. Okay, we have Mock Draft 2.0. And the reason it's so bright and joyful today is I woke up just a handful of days ago and saw on my Instagram that Sydney Sweeney canceled her wedding. Okay, it's a great day.
Chance. You're telling
it's a great
there's
day.
A chance.
Woo! It's a great day today. Hey, sun shone down on me from the heavens above and said, "Oh, Ty, it's mock draft time." Okay, Nick Cohen's here to talk about our mock draft 2.0. We did 1.0 just a month ago. I was gonna say a handful of months ago. I think it's a month ago. Yeah. We have one more planned for the near future, but before we even touch on that, we got to go through our mock 2.0. So, Cohen.
Yes.
You ready?
I'm so ready. Beyond ready. We're both wearing Dolphins colors.
No, we're not. I'm wearing Bucks creamsicle. So, starting things off, Tennessee Titans. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and tell the people why, but they're going to be selecting a quarterback, and that quarterback is going to be Cam Ward.
Yeah, Will Levis kind of stinks. Plain and simple. He, unlike other quarterbacks that have been replaced in just as quick, he has been given the opportunity to be an NFL starter. Other guys haven't. So, and he just hasn't, passed. He hasn't been good as an NFL starter. So, all that means is your time's done. Get someone else in. Even if Cam Ward, and granted this is a very weak quarterback class, but Cam Ward is clearly the best one, and I think Cam Ward could be a good NFL quarterback. And if he's not, I think his floor is Will Levis.
Yeah, and there's been a handful of conversations around the Titans and the fact that they may want to trade down, considering the fact that Cam Ward has had 5 years of college experience and only one of them with the Miami Hurricanes, the rest of them Washington State and Incarnate Ward, two schools that I don't think you can necessarily hold to as high a regard as the Hurricanes. So going into it, it might be a place where we could see them trade down, but for now they're going to go ahead and select Cam Ward. And with that, one player is off the board as we move to the Cleveland Browns, okay, who are going to take, I struggle using the word generational, but I think Abdul Carter is a generational talent, okay? If you look at his size, if you look at his weight, his height, okay, his numericals, his statistics, they are almost precisely the exact same as Micah Parsons. Okay, this guy is a Micah Parsons copy-paste. The same way that we spoke 2 years ago, I believe, Kalijah Kancey being a copy-paste of Aaron Donald, Abdul Carter is that way with Micah Parsons. He's going to be added on the opposite side of a Myles Garrett edge rusher who just got paid $40 million per year. What does this mean for that team, and is this a smart pick here, Cohen, in your opinion?
The only thing is, you need to be careful when using comparisons, because then as soon as we compare him to no,
because I said Kalijah Kancey was just like Aaron Donald. Now he might be better. What do you want to hear? He's Tampa Bay Buccaneer, okay? This guy could, he's Sisyphus pushing a boulder up a mountain. What do you want? This guy is awesome, okay? Kalijah Kancey's a different breed. He's an animal. I think Abdul Carter could be the same way.
We don't know if Abdul Carter is going to have the same impact as Micah Parsons. I'm still saying Abdul Carter is easily a top 5 player in the draft and should go number 2, but we need to be careful when using comparisons to Micah Parsons, who has been in the defensive player of the year conversation multiple years. So we just need to be careful.
Too bad, so sad.
But it would be a home run pick for the Browns.
Abdul Carter's
We do need to worry that he did just have a foot surgery.
He did.
So
he didn't have the surgery.
Or he elected not to. But
he elected not to. He's going to postpone everything.
He
said he may work out early April for teams. Should they so ask.
More risky. But
maybe, potentially.
I like Abdul Carter to the Browns.
I do too.
Over Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, get that guy out of here. Shedeur stinks.
We
don't like Shedeur Sanders.
Not worthy
we don't like him.
Of the second.
We don't like Shedeur Sanders around this place. Okay, this combine room has a sign on the door. It says Shedeur Sanders, stay on the other side of the fence, pal. We don't want you here. Okay. New York Giants coming up at 3 now that one generational prospect.
And guess what?
Is off
Shedeur
the board.
Sanders isn't going here either.
What are we doing right now? We're moving on.
He's not going here either. I am moving on. Shedeur Sanders isn't going to the Giants either.
No, you didn't. We're moving on to the New York Giants, and like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, okay, Generational prospect 1 off the board. Generational prospect 2 is sliding off right now. Cornerback Travis Hunter or wide receiver Travis Hunter. Giants need both. They stink. This guy comes in, makes an immediate difference. What kind of an impact will he have on the team, Cohen? How do you see it?
Well, he will not be playing wide receiver and corner in the NFL.
What do you mean?
He will be a starting corner for the Giants, and he'll be good at it, opposite of Deontay Banks. But he will not be playing receiver for the Giants, as they have Malik Neighbors, their wide receiver 1. You just can't play both positions in the NFL. I hope he does. I really do, because it'd be cool to see.
I'd like to see him not start a receiver playing against Davey Mishkoff or whoever they got over there in the New York Giants. They got nobody over there. There's not a single good receiver in the New York Giants. Okay, Darius Slayton's actually Malik Neighbors is there. I'm sorry. Malik Neighbors is there. I take it all back.
Isaiah Hodgins.
No, don't talk about it. No, don't tell me about Isaiah Hodgins.
I'll tell you about Isaiah Hodgins.
What are we talking about right now?
Listen, the NFL talent level and Big 12 college football talent level is beyond... Like you can't. It's incomparable. That's the word I'm looking for. It cannot be compared, and Travis Hunter will not succeed at both positions at the same time in the NFL.
Try to eat your words.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, number 4.
I'm full,
okay, the
so
New
it's not gonna happen.
The New England Patriots. Okay, sitting at number 4. They got a handful of options right here. We've spoken previously about them taking potentially Teteroa McMillan. Okay, Will Campbell,
second favorite player in the entire class.
So good. Oh my God, Mike Evans comparison. Woo. But
all right.
So they have a tricky situation right now because Will Campbell has the arm length issue, but they desperately need offensive tackle. Okay. McMillan, obviously you said second best player in your big board. In mine, he's close to top 10. He is top 10. I'm sorry, he is top 10. Towards the latter half of it, though. They kind of have a reach at both positions, okay? So they're going to go ahead and trade down. The New Orleans Saints are moving up, okay? They're going to send Trevor Penning, believe it or not, their right tackle, and a package of picks to move up to 4, where Trevor Penning will slot at left tackle over Vidarian Lowe for the New England Patriots, where he used to play that in college. Yeah. And then the Patriots move down. You fix your tackle spot, okay? The Saints move right up and take a replacement, okay?
I love it.
The guy we just spoke of, Will Campbell.
The Saints are not a good team. They need to be... Every team that needs to rebuild knows, not every team does it, but knows you need to rebuild in the trenches. The Saints will do this with a new head coach. So, an offensive-minded head coach at that. So, I like this move for the Saints. Yeah,
Talise Fuanga, left tackle currently, played right all throughout college. They're going to bump him right back, and all of a sudden you got great offensive linemen on the outsides of that line. Moving forward, though, Jacksonville Jaguars, okay, this team stinks.
We don't need to spend
They have so many needs. We're not going to spend a lot of time on here.
This.
Okay, yeah, everybody does. Mason Graham, very, very good player. Very highly underrated despite being a top 5 player in this class. Player in the mocks, okay, you know. Hey, let me let me back up a step.
Depending on how you have Travis Hunter, I think Mason Graham is the second best defensive player in the draft.
I would agree.
If you have Travis Hunter as a corner, Mason Graham's probably 3rd. Agreed? Perfect.
Yeah. Moving on, though, okay, the Las Vegas Raiders. Cohen, I'm going to let you take this entirely.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not just us that is saying that Ashton Genty will go number 6 to the Raiders. Everyone is doing it. Daniel Jeremiah did it in his most recent mock draft. Bucky Brooks did it in his most recent mock draft. It's just a great fit because Pete Carroll is the new head coach of the Raiders. Pete Carroll loves his run game. He is the one who absolutely transformed Marshawn Lynch. He is the one who drafted absolute brain fart right now.
He did have Reggie Bush at USC.
That, yeah. And Kenneth Walker, he drafted him, and look at where Kenneth Walker is and what he's done with the Seahawks. Pete Carroll loves his run game, and the Raiders need a running back so badly.
So badly.
I'm not an Alexander Madison fan, now a Dolphin, but I don't like beyond an upgrade. They don't even have him anymore, so they need someone.
There's been some conversations that potentially they trade for Kenneth Walker, the Raiders do, but
I don't.
As far as we believe, that's not going to happen.
I actually don't hate that because they still have Zach Charbonnet, but you know,
Zach Charbonnet's a dog.
Besides the point.
Ooh, okay, the New York Jets. Okay, I had so much faith in this team going into last year, and then Aaron Rodgers decided to, check into the nursing home. This guy's pretty much done, okay, unless the Steelers decide to give him a bag.
Kool-Aid.
I was drinking the Kool-Aid, okay, really badly, okay? I couldn't get enough of it. It's like a gallon a day.
And he might do it again this year, probably.
No, yeah, probably. But the Jets are going to take somebody that I think is a top 10 player in this class by a landslide, okay? This guy's a menace on the field, both in the blocking game and in the receiving game. The tight end, Tyler Warren out of Penn State, okay, you watch this guy's tape, you see flashes of Travis Kelce. You see flashes of Mark Andrews. You see flashes of pretty much all the greatest tight ends in the league right now. And he's a guy that I have been drooling over for a long time. I really want to see him go to a good fit. And as the Jets release Tyler Conklin, have Jeremy Ruckert as their one, I don't think that's serviceable whatsoever. No. I think you need a different piece. Tyler Warren is that piece. Maybe a little bit of a reach.
I hate seeing this.
You know.
Who do the Dolphins have that's going to guard him?
Oh, guard him. I thought you meant a tight end.
Tyrell Dodson.
Chop Robinson?
No, he's an edge. Yeah. Tyrell Dodson. He's our middle linebacker. He's great, but he can't guard Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is a great prospect and a home run pick for the Jets. So hopefully they mess it up.
Here's hoping. Number 8. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Number 8.
Oh, boy.
Oh, buddy. The Carolina Panthers are going to select Nick Emenwari, okay? Maybe the best player in this class.
Basically Derwin James.
Oh, my goodness. I've been eating this guy up for 3 months. I love Nick Emenwari. Okay, I love this guy's tape. I love everything about this player. Nick Cohen knows it. I've been yapping about this guy since late January.
Start with just his size. 6'3", 227. That's nearly linebacker numbers.
Yeah.
And then he absolutely showed out at the combine.
Ran a sub 4.5 at that height.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
He can be useful in coverage. He can slide in the box. And that is exactly what the Panthers need. Previously, we've had the Panthers taking Jalen Walker, another versatile guy. Because they need so much help on defense, they need to take someone who can play 2 positions. And that's exactly what Nick Emenwari does. So we did that this time.
Nick Emenwari, take into account the fact that he finished first or second in almost every numerical statistic at the NFL Combine, including bench press among all DBs. Oh my God, this guy is disgusting. He might be the best player in this class. I love his tape so much. Okay, number 9.
Yeah.
The Patriots are back on the clock after trading down.
He reminds me of Kyle Hamilton. For the record,
a little bit. Yeah, much faster. I think he's got the potential to hit like a Derwin James, but he's got
something
the speed
about
of a Kyle
Carolina
Hamilton.
Guys.
Yes,
I know.
so nasty.
Just something about him. Jadeveon Clowney as well.
Just absolute dogs.
Made
out the mud.
He's a Panther right now. Just saying.
Hey.
All right, we can move on.
All right, number 9. Okay, Nick Cohen, go ahead and take this one away. Okay, you were just yapping about him.
Okay, so all I do is yap. So the Patriots, they traded back from 4. And we were talking about them getting Tedero McMillan at 4. I would have hated that as a Dolphins fan, loved that as an NFL fan. But they trade back with the Saints. They get a new lineman. Granted, he needs to really transform as a lineman, Trevor Penning, that is.
Yeah.
But they still get Tedero McMillan at 9. Absolutely ridiculous. Instantly becomes their wide receiver. Probably 2 for rookie year. They did just sign Stephon Diggs.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I know. I almost said 1. I forgot. But we all know who Stephon Diggs is. He might not even be there next year. The contract, they can get out of it after 1 year. So Tedero McMillan, home run pick for the Patriots. Hate to see it as a Dolphins fan.
Hey, but then the Dolphins do something rather extravagant, okay? Chicago Bears are on the clock.
And Ashton Dempsey's not there.
But they could go ahead and take Omarion Hampton, but they're not going to, okay? They're going to take a step back. They're going to evaluate their options. They're going to ship that pick off to who, Nick Cohen?
My Miami Dolphins. I don't know if this is going to happen, but when it comes to
we
my
may have
team,
some confidence, Nick Cohen. Where is our mock 2.0? What are we talking about?
I'm confident that it should happen. Knowing Stephen Ross, I don't know if it will, and Chris Greer, but it absolutely should. Trading up, not even very far. They don't need to trade up very much. It's likely a pick swap for Armand Membu, a guy who can absolutely start at tackle, but I think could be even more effective at guard to start over Liam Eichenberg. I'm not going to say his nickname, but Dolphins fans know how terrible Liam Eichenberg is. I don't know why we brought him back. Of all players we could have brought back, we could have saved up some money in a different position and not brought back Liam Eichenberg, and we could have brought back Javon Holland. We didn't do that. I don't know what Eichenberg has over the Dolphins organization, but if we draft someone to go over him, then that all goes out the window. Our offensive line will be transformed.
Yeah.
Austin Jackson back. Teron Armstead with Patrick Paul behind him, ready for when Armstead retires. We signed James Daniels. We have at center Aaron Brewer and now Armand Membu at left guard. That would be so ideal as a Dolphins fan. Tua will be able to sleep better.
Thank God. Thank God. With that, the Chicago Bears move down to the 13th overall pick. But before we dive into 11 with the San Francisco 49ers, we are going to take a short break. But don't go anywhere because we still have over half a mock 2.0 waiting around the corner, okay? We'll see you soon.
Hello. So I guess the crew's getting ready for the next segment on one of our amazing shows. I'm Nick Cohen, host of season 20 of Hitting the Field, and let me tell you about those amazing shows. On behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content, but I'm here to tell you about everything else we offer here at the network. Mondays at 4, HTF Bets goes live for season 10 with 3 gamblers that, although it may not always seem like it, are here to help us all earn a little bit of extra money while we watch sports. Diego Ortiz, Tyler Brownrigg, and Andrew Gregg's ball knowledge and fun personalities make this show a fan favorite. On Tuesdays, you all loved it, so we brought it back for season 2. It's Girls Got Game, hosted by Frankie Noble, a show blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next is everyone's favorite sports podcast, The Combine, hosted by who other than Ty Paton, an easygoing, conversational, and technical podcast dropping Wednesdays, also on Spotify at The Combine. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for the network's main show, season 20 of Hitting the Field, hosted by me. Here, we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure. We love some football, basketball, hockey, F1. We also cover baseball, soccer, and we even have to show the UFC love sometimes. Penultimately, TGIF, because Friday is nighttime, hosted by Kathleen Moore and Matthew Bracker. Season 8 of Nighttime is where you'll turn to for all things March Madness, UCF sports, and other collegiate events. We're ending with something brand new. HTFN has never had 6 shows running at once. Also filmed in our new podcast studio is HTFC, hosted by Edgar Rodriguez and Patrick De Leon. Football, or soccer in America, is the most popular sport in the world. Across multiple leagues and cups, soccer is a year-round sport, and HTFC is your news source to stay updated. Also on Spotify, by the way, at HTFC. Outside of our 6-show roster, be sure to tune in to our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog, run by our vlog squad of Brianna St. Jean, Michaela Croker, Ashley Rowe, and Ben Huber. Make sure to follow us on our social medias like Instagram, Facebook, and X to stay updated on all HTFN news. Remember to subscribe right here on YouTube, leave a like and comment, and with that, I think we're ready for your next segment. I'm Nick Cohen. Thank you for your continued support, and back to your regularly scheduled program.
Welcome back. We are back with pick 11 as we move forward with our 32 picks for the first round in our mock 2.0. Okay, 11. Jumping right into it. The San Francisco 49ers are going to take Josh Simmons, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State. This is a guy that I have been very fond of for quite a long time, okay? He played left tackle. He's played some right tackle. He's even played inside at guard. And the 49ers are a team that, over time, they've always been known to draft for depth. They draft for somebody that can replace somebody years down the road, and that's going to have to be the case with Trent Williams, okay? He's getting older. They need to find something for him, some kind of replacement, some kind of beef up of that offensive line when he's gone. Josh Simmons is the perfect player for that, okay? Because he's primarily a left tackle, but if you need him to slot in at guard, if you need him slotted at right tackle, if you need him to play somewhere on that offensive line that he's not typically known for, he can make it work, okay? Very, very versatile. This is a great pick if you're the 49ers, especially considering you haven't had a top 15 pick in years. You can finally go get one of the best offensive tackles on the board, okay? Moving on, though, we have the Dallas Cowboys, okay, taking another offensive lineman, okay, somebody that we thought was crazy that Daniel Jeremiah said was going in the top first round. Apparently not, okay? Tyler Booker, okay, the big boy out of Bama.
Great wall of Tylers.
Yeah, great wall of Tylers getting built up over there. Come on, what do you say about Tyler Booker going to the Dallas Cowboys?
I like it because they need a guard, and he is a guard, plain and simple. And I just like the Great Wall of Tyler's whole thing. I mean, it's just so funny. And, you know, I'm sure Eagles fans are upset because their strong interior defensive line won't be able to get through as easily if Tyler Booker is on the Cowboys O-line. So I think it's a good pick for the Cowboys, especially because Ashton Jeanty, as we mentioned, is gone. And there's been a lot of rumors all offseason about them going with Genty. But they signed Javonte Williams. They signed Miles Sanders. I'm not saying that's stopping them from signing a guy like Ashton Genty, but he's off the board. So that does it for the Cowboys. Good pick.
Yeah, great pick. It's so unorthodox for a guard to also be able to play tackle, but 6'5", that weight, oh my goodness. Okay, very, very good selection by them, I think. Moving on to Chicago, though, a player that I like a lot, a player that you like a lot. We're going to have them take linebacker Jalen Walker out of Georgia, okay? You can call him a linebacker, you can call him an edge, you could call him a safety if you wanted to, okay? This guy can play almost anywhere on the football field, and he immediately makes an impact at any position that he can play.
Yeah, completely agree. And the Bears have done so much good this offseason.
Completely.
Especially with the offensive line. So, and their defense is already good. But adding someone who's versatile is a home run pick for the Bears because they can use him. As you literally just mentioned, they could use him at linebacker next to Roquan Smith. They can use him at edge, and it would be great.
Right behind... what's his name? Sweat. I always want to say Josh Sweat. Montez Sweat. Opposite Montez Sweat. I know they just got Deo Oyingbo, but I'm not a huge fan of him. Moving forward, though, okay, we have the Colts, who we originally mocked Tyler Warren, but unfortunately he has gone. And so, what's that face for?
I said Roquan Smith was on the Bears.
Oh, non-ball knower. Confirmed. Nick Cohen doesn't know ball. Everybody saw that, right? Yeah? Okay. All right, number 14, the Indianapolis Colts are going to select Malachi Starks, okay? This was originally one of my top 5 players in this class before I got a good glimpse of Nick Emenwari, okay? Yeah. This guy's also a dog. He can play corner. He can play safety. This is even somebody that could bump to nickel or come inside a linebacker. Very, very similar to Jalen Walker. He has that versatility, and oddly enough, they're both from Georgia, okay? What do you like about it? And
the Colts love their athletically gifted guys, their versatile weapons, the players that can play at any position, not any, but at multiple positions, and just showed out at the Combine and Pro Days. And Malachi Starks is a fantastic athlete. I do think there's a chance maybe they go Colson Loveland. They realize that, oh, wait, we have no one at tight ends except for... we have no one at tight end. Completely brain farted because they don't have anyone there. And so I think Colson Loveland can go there, but I think they might prefer help on the defense. Yeah, and then we're going to move forward into maybe the most Atlanta Falcon pick of Atlanta Falcon picks. Okay, for half a decade, they have needed edge rusher, and they've passed for offensive skill. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Michael Penix, Bijan Robinson. What are we doing? Now we come in and it's finally comedic.
It is almost I wouldn't even be surprised they reach for Luther Burden right here, okay? But they're not going to do that. Yeah. They're finally going to take an edge rusher, okay? And that edge rusher is, of course, going to be the one that's not from a Power 4 conference, okay? It's going to be Mike Green out of Marshall, okay? This it's going to be the one time they take an edge rusher, and he stinks. Well, maybe not stinks, okay?
He does not stink.
I spoke out of context.
You know what? I've made mistakes this episode. You just made a mistake. Mike Green does
but if he's an Atlanta Falcon, he stinks. You see what the color I'm wearing on my jersey right now?
Yeah, you're wearing Dolphins colors.
Jeez, this guy.
Mike Green... He is from a smaller school, but his numbers, like a sack is still a sack in college football. We need to come to terms with that. Playing at Marshall should not default him. Yes, there's guys like James Pierce. There's guys like Michael Williams from Georgia. There's other edges in this draft, but Mike Green just feels like the most Falcons.
Okay, but if all of his sacks are against the Oviedo College of Agriculture and Farming, what are we doing right now? That's not Bama, okay? That's not Michigan, okay? We got to figure something out here, but that's their pick. Of course, they go out and get the one guy that for Atlanta Falcons fans.
Who's Joe Tryon going against back at Washington years ago?
No.
Who's Logan Hall going against in college? Weren't they home run picks because they were on the Bucks? Isn't that the case, right? Yeah, I thought so.
I didn't think about that. Don't put words in my mouth. I said Logan Hall could be good at giving a chance. He hasn't gotten a chance yet. We'll wait and see.
How many years has he been in the league?
2.
That's too many.
Okay, 16. You're taking. This is your team number 2. Okay, the Arizona
right,
Cardinals. Nick Cohen loves his Cardinals.
The Cardinals are such a terrible organization. They're similar to the Dolphins in that sense. Something about terrible organizations. I love them. They have completely failed Kyler Murray as a quarterback in his career. He's had 0 weapons. He had the ghost of DeAndre Hopkins. He has Marvin Harrison, who, he was only a rookie last year, but slightly disappointing because it's the Cardinals system and Cardinals ownership, and he had no help around him. So let's try our best, because again, I'm not part of the Cardinals organization, but I'm trying to do what I think would be best for them. Get Jahdae Barron, a versatile defensive back who would help out this Cardinals defense immensely. And so that's plain and simple the pick. Jahdae Barron had a fantastic season at Texas this past year and is right there with any cornerback in this class for the best. And that's what they need is cornerback.
And I really like him as a nickelback potentially with the size. I think he could be an immediate factor with Arizona. Okay, some I've seen a handful of things of maybe he winds up in the top 10. That's crazy work. He is not going above some of the names that we have going ahead right now, but he is a good player. He is getting taken at a pretty good slot that I think fits his big board position right now. Mm-hmm. The Bengals though at 17. Okay, worst defense since I can't even remember when. So the draft pick has to be a defensive player. There's no choice. You can't take anything else.
And they've been looking for a defensive lineman since Geno Atkins.
Atkins
years ago.
Wasn't he drafted in 04?
Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
I was born in 04.
Geno Atkins' tenure in the NFL might have been longer than you.
It might be. I'm searching it right now.
Okay, as he does that, they are going to take a defensive tackle. It is going to be Kenneth Grant, okay, the defensive lineman out of Michigan.
You could not have been more off.
What do you mean?
He was drafted in 2010.
What do you mean he was drafted in 2010? How are you talking about?
I'm so serious.
I swore it was 04.
4th round pick, 120 overall in 2010.
Wow, I'm a non-ball knower.
No, it's Geno Atkins, so it's okay.
What are you saying about Geno Atkins? We're going to move forward.
Oh my God, he's from Pembroke Pines, Florida.
What are we talking about? Okay.
From my old house, I could walk there. That's kind of cool.
Kenneth Grant, okay, had to play behind Mason Graham all season, so there has been a bit of a shadow casted over him from that Michigan team.
Yeah.
But still a phenomenal player. Still somebody that can add immediate impact to a Bengals defense is almost non-existent.
Yeah. He'll be right there with B.J. Hill and the rest of the defense.
Potentially Trey Hendrickson.
I was just going to say. Yep.
Mm-hmm. We're on similar wavelengths here.
What else is new?
All right, number 18. I'm sorry. The 18. I'm giddy. I'm giddy with excitement right now. Okay, 18, the Seattle Seahawks. What do they need, Cohen?
I feel like they need a good amount after the offseason they've had. They could use a big body receiver. Mm-hmm. They do have MVS, but he's
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The guy's like 6'3", but he's not physical. But we're not going there because Tet is already gone.
Yep.
So they could use a couple different defensive positions. We're not going to go there either. I don't think the value is necessarily there. So instead, we are going Kelvin Banks. Offensive tackle out of Texas, can very easily play guard and succeed at that. And I think that would really help out the Seahawks offensive line because currently they don't have a left guard on roster. They don't have a single left guard on roster, and that is a major concern.
Major concern, okay, but I already forgot what the last pick was because it's time. It's time for me. Okay, it's me time. All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have wound up on the clock. Okay, my knight in shining armor, Baker Mayfield, walked right up and kicked the door down in Jason Light's office and said, "Hey, we need some defense." Okay, Jamel Dean, guy's a bum. Either run him out of town or get him some help. Okay, and we are going to get him some help somehow, some way. By the grace of God, Will Johnson fell all the way to 19. Okay, a projected top 5 towards the beginning of the year. He started to slip, nothing like Benjamin Morrison's slip, which we originally had them taking, I believe, or maybe it was James Pierce, but we've had that before.
Yeah.
Will Johnson is somebody who's going to become a cornerback 1 the minute he gets drafted in Tampa. Okay, Zion McCallum, you're not cutting it. Christian Izzian, you're definitely not cutting it. Jamel Dean, you're getting paid like $13 million a year to do nothing.
Yeah.
We finally get a corner that we can line up against some of these big wide receiver ones, okay? Against our Drake Londons, against our Chris Olaves. You could even stretch and say Adam Thielen. I said what I said.
Okay.
But I love that pick. I really, really do like that pick. It's going to be good for us going forward. There have been some talk about edge rusher, but I'm not a big fan of it. You know, if the right guy falls, maybe. Not right now. Moving forward, we got Denver Broncos.
We have some rather entertaining picks ahead.
We do. We have very entertaining picks ahead. I'm so excited about it. Okay, so 20, the Denver Broncos. What do they need? Not a whole ton anymore.
Not a lot.
They
have the
great
best
moves.
defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right there with the Eagles, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say they have the best defense after some of the signings they have made. Oh, yeah. And also,
you heard that, what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? The San Francisco coach. I don't know why I'm...
Shanahan?
Yeah, Shanahan flew down to Texas to Dre Greenlaw's house and to try to give him more money than the Broncos did.
And he said no.
Yes, they flew all the way down there just for him to spit in their face and say, go back to town, pal. And he moved all the way down to Denver.
Quite a ways to travel.
Whoa, and they offered him more money than Denver did.
I know.
People want to be with the Broncos right now. You think it's Bo Nix? No, it's not Sean Payton. It's Bo Nix. I'm a believer.
Payton. Shut up about Sean Payton. Okay. It could be him. Bo Nix is pretty good, though. They need running back. I think that's pretty obvious because even before this offseason, Javonte Williams was not cutting it. He was a bottom 5 starting running back in the league. Now they don't even have him. So they're gonna go with another UNC running back. And, you know, I was a little hesitant with that at first, going the same school, you know, did him dirty once. They're totally different players, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I woke up and realized that is not the case.
This guy's awesome.
Omarion Hampton is not just a power back like Javonte Williams was and is. Omarion Hampton is amazing and would be RB1 in quite a few different draft classes.
Yep.
But Ashton Genty is in this one.
This is one of my favorite players in this class, just looking at him, statistically speaking. 2,000 total yards, 17 total touchdowns, right? 5.9 yards per carry, and 295 yards, 4 touchdowns in 2 games against teams that finished top 20 in rush defense in all of college football. Okay, this is somebody that can make an immediate impact, especially with a Denver Broncos team that stinks. No run game. Well, I shouldn't say stinks. That's overzealous. I just don't like Javonte Williams. Thankfully, the Cowboys picked him up.
Yeah.
You know.
And no one likes the Cowboys.
Absolute landfill of an organization.
No one likes the guy we have going next. And I don't like the team either.
You may have forgot he was on the board.
Oh, my gosh. Shadur Sanders did not go number 2, did not go number 3. He didn't go number 4 through 7 through 20 either. He's going 21 to the Steelers. And even that, I think people could question if maybe Jackson Dart should go over him just because Shadur Sanders stinks. But he goes 21 to the Steelers. They don't have a quarterback right now. They have Mason Rudolph. They lost out on Russell Wilson. They did him dirty. Justin Fields, they did even dirtier. He went to the Jets. And now all that's left is Aaron Rodgers or hoping they can trade for Kirk Cousins and take on his extremely large contract. And Aaron Rodgers, just retire. So Shadur Sanders is who the pick is at 21 and probably a starter immediately, maybe sits out the first 2, 3, 4 games for Mason Rudolph. But if that's the case, I mean, Steelers fans, we're going to be struggling, and by we, I don't actually mean we, I mean you guys, are going to be struggling to reach 500 like you do every single year. If your quarterback's going to be Mason Rudolph and or Shadur Sanders, I don't see how an above 500 season can happen. The defense is still great.
Yeah, but with Mike Tomlin as a coach, they could have a winning season with like Devlin Hodges. They do it every single year.
I don't know. They also don't have Najee Harris anymore either. The offense is
Jalen Warren.
totally
I like Jalen Warren a lot.
As a running back 2.
I could see him as a running back 1 if you get him a little split backfield.
I guess we will see.
I guess we will. All right, number 22. Okay, Los Angeles Chargers are sitting on the board. Okay, they also need a handful of picks. Defensive line is one of them. They're going to grab him, Walter Nolan, out of Ole Miss. Okay, this is somebody that you and me both liked a lot, and then I started to hear a little bit of rumors that he was going into meetings. He was being described as, quote-unquote, a cancer by certain teams. His draft stock starts slipping. He was a projected 14th pick. Now he has slid all the way down to the 20s. We could even see him slip further if these rumors get, corroborated? Is that the word?
Sure.
Probably. Yeah. But I like him here. I think he fits. If you look at the back of a Chargers jersey, you can totally see it saying Walter Null. You can see it.
And that's what we consider. That's the only thing we consider when we come up with our draft picks is like, could we actually see it on a jersey? Yeah, I think we can.
Understandable. Okay, the Ravens. What did the Ravens do?
The Ravens aren't at 23.
No, they're not at 23.
But they call up the Packers and they're like, hey, we have a player we really like.
Listen
and
here,
we know
Kunst, we're going to send you all our draft picks.
We know for a fact you don't like this player.
Yeah.
But we know your rival, the team that's up next, might like this player. We want to screw them over. Help us help you. And so they trade up with the Packers for Maxwell Hairston.
Yeah.
Absolutely lightning quick. Now, he does have some personal things going on right now, some allegations potentially. But we'll just have to follow up with that. We will see how that goes. But I mean, that would be a great pick for the Ravens, a team who their passing defense was, what was it, bottom 5 last year? They gave up so many yards. If you saw that a receiver in your fantasy lineup was going against the Ravens, you knew they were going for 20-plus points in that matchup. So, yeah.
Yeah, but they were also playing Macaulay Culkin, the Casca Home Alone, for like 2 games a year, and he went for like 1,000 yards in those 2 games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, the Bengals' offense is good, I'll tell you that much. Okay, the Vikings, sitting at 24, nice and pretty. They also have a need at defensive back, and one of the guys that we both like is
they're going corner with this pick, and they got screwed over by the Ravens. That's why the Ravens and Packers do this trade.
They did, but they still wound up with Trey Amos, okay? The guy out of Ole Miss?
Ole Miss.
I was going to say Utah. I don't know why I was going to say Utah.
He's not Mormon.
Huh?
Trey Amos isn't Mormon.
Trey Amos is a good corner, though. He was sitting slotted right at, I think, our corner 5 with everything considered. And he's very, very talented, okay? The Vikings go ahead and bring in somebody that can make an immediate impact, like a lot of these players can. I mean, it's the NFL draft, right? But then we move forward to the Texans at 25.
Okay, they need a lot, too.
They do need a lot.
Their offseason did not go the way they wanted it to.
No, but they're going to make a pick that I think you're very fond of, Cohen.
Yeah, they choose Gray Zabel. From North Dakota State, we have seen a good amount of North Dakota State draft picks in the last couple years.
Yeah, and it's our first FCS player off the board.
Indeed, it is. And this guy will just help out their offensive line. They did trade away. Who did they trade away this offseason?
Texans?
Yeah.
Laramie
Tunzel. They traded him away, and Gray Zabel can start in place of him, or if they have a solution at tackle, he can slide down to guard. He could even slide in at center if they really wanted to. Gray Zabel is a great pick.
I like it a lot too, actually. But moving forward, okay, the Rams, who just lost one of my more favorite, okay, probably top 50 free agents this year, Joe Noteboom. I'm sorry, not Joe Noteboom. Christian Roseboom, linebacker from the Rams. Okay, he winds up finding a new home. Because of that, they got that big hole there, and they're going to fill it with Jahad Campbell, okay, the linebacker out of Alabama, somebody that I really like, somebody that I think you and me had as our, linebacker 2 behind Jalen Walker? Yeah.
Arguably a top 15. So I've seen some people say he's a top 10 player in the entire draft.
Top 10 feels crazy.
It does, but maybe.
Potentially.
We'll have to see. We'll have our final big
we'll
boards
wait and see.
out.
All right, I'm excited for this one. I'm going to announce it because the Green Bay Packers move all the way back. They are still going to take a cornerback, and this is maybe the first hard-to-pronounce name that I can actually pronounce.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, this is the only one, I think, in the past, 3 years that I've been able to say correctly, okay? Azareye'h Thomas, the corner out of Florida State, finds his way to the Green Bay Packers, okay, after saying Kingsley Suamatata and Jonas Azareye'h Thomas. Okay, this guy's awesome. All right, you've talked extensively about Azareye'h Thomas. You really like his game.
I do.
What do you like specifically about him? Because I remember throwing it to you last time, and it was off a whim. You've had a month to figure this out, Nick Cohen. What do you like about Azareye'h Thomas?
He's just so good in press coverage. And I think that's what the Packers need, opposite of Jair Alexander, who is a question mark at this moment in time for the Packers. He's great opposite of of him, and he would be a great cornerback too for the Packers and just for any team in the NFL. So I am a strong proprietor of him going in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Moving forward, we have
He's from Niceville, Florida. Also. But I believe we were moving on.
Yeah, I thought so. Sounds like a town from the Lorax or something like that.
It does, 100%.
Phil. What are you doing? Okay, the Detroit Lions. Okay, Dan Campbell wakes up and eats his protein pancakes and thinks, who can I take in the draft today? Okay, and the guy he decided on is Shamar Stewart, the edge out of Texas A&M. Okay, somebody real big that had a fantastic combine. I want to say he ran a sub 2.6, if I'm not mistaken. And what did he weigh? 280? 290?
A sub 4.6.
Yeah, sub 4.6. What did I say?
2.6.
I said 2.6?
Can you imagine?
Yeah, sub 2.6 would be bananas for a guy his size, but still, 6'6", 290 pounds running a sub 4.6? Are you kidding? Okay. Dan Campbell has always been known, and Brad Holmes and the rest of the guys over there have always been known as the organization, the group to draft based on the certain traits that they like, the dog mentality over anything else. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs was a projected second-round pick, mid to late second-round pick. They take him at 12. Jack Campbell, projected third-round pick. They take him at 18. It's a bit of a stretch that they make every single year, so it's always hard to pick who it's going to be. I think currently we feel pretty good about Shamar Stewart there.
Yeah, 100%.
But then we have the Washington Commanders, who lost Dante Fowler Jr., and they replace him with a very athletic edge rusher that Nick Cohen's going to tell us all about.
Yeah. James Pierce, he still needs to add size. You see, 6'5" is great. 243 is not great. I've compared him to Brian Burns, and I think that is still a good comp. Brian Burns needed to add size coming out of the draft, and he did. He got up to 250. That is still light for the NFL, for the record. But he has showed that he can succeed at 250 pounds at the NFL level. And so can James Pierce, if he can get to 250. He is not there yet. He needs to, but he has all the tools to be successful in the NFL. He put up great numbers at Tennessee. And we can't forget, this is a guy who, before this season, if he were to before this season, he was supposed to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
He just had kind of a disappointing year. But coming off, like last year, he was great. So Washington gets another steal.
And then we have the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo, Sean McDermott and company are sitting up down there going, whoa, what's that? I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Googling, how can we not win the Super Bowl again?
And you know what the first Google search, the first AI from Grok says right there? It says trade down with the Giants.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. The New York Giants are trading up back into the first round. They're trading up to the 30th pick. Who are they taking, Cohen?
Jackson Dart.
Whoa!
Quarterback
bombshell.
3. Yep, quarterback 3 in the draft. Some people's quarterback 2. He is extremely overhyped. I will say that.
That's crazy.
Nope, I will say that and stand by it. But
guy's a more refined version of Anthony Richardson. What are we talking about?
Whoa, that is a terrible
monster
comparison.
arm, good on the legs, can drop a shoulder, get up, shake it off like it's nothing. You clearly haven't watched enough Jackson Dart tape.
I have watched Anthony Richardson, and
yeah, I said more refined version of Anthony Richardson.
They're not similar.
What do you mean?
Anthony Richardson is so incredibly fast and came out of college so incredibly raw, and the Colts banked on that, and he has failed.
Man, Anthony Richardson is 1 cheeseburger away from overweight. That guy can't run at all, okay? Anthony Richardson, no.
He was also like 6'5" or 6'4". Jackson Dart is 6'2".
That's a fair point. Okay, that's what you
Jackson
bring up a
Dart
good point, Cohen.
is very overhyped, but he does have tools to be successful in the NFL.
That's what I'm looking for. Okay, that's what
of
I was
course.
going for.
We worked together for
yeah.
it. And you know what? I know the Giants just signed Russell Wilson. I
Yeah.
know they also have Jameis Winston. I know they also have Tommy DeVito. But you can have 4 quarterbacks on your roster, and Russell Wilson is a great role model for Jackson
Great bridge
Dart.
quarterback,
Yes.
too.
Great bridge, great role model, similar size-ish, and similar play styles even. I think this would be a great fit for the Giants, and now they have their quarterback of the future, and they kind of screw over the Browns with the 33rd pick in there not really being any quarterbacks worth taking at 33 anymore. And now they're going to be stuck with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, and worst comes to worst, Jameis Winston's sitting there on a 2-year deal. So you got him an extra year, too.
You have 4 quarterbacks that could start for you.
Exactly. Okay, after a handful of years of no starting quarterbacks, now you got 4 one that could start, 3 that definitely could start. Moving forward to 31, this pick breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And I know Elijah McClary will be just, chomping at the bit that this actually happens. Absolutely cheesing, a little top cheddar. The Chiefs understand that Travis Kelce is on the last year of his current contract. And with that being said, they're going to select Colston Loveland, the second best tight end in the class, a projected first-round pick, projected early 20s, slides all the way down to 31. The Chiefs get him. And this rips my heart out.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
He's so good, and he's going to have an entire year sitting behind Travis Kelce. He probably will, but he doesn't even have to play a single snap all year because they still have Noah Gray. And he can step in the year after and be an instant, kind
game changer.
Yes,
almost.
Similar season to what Brock Bowers had this past year. That's his potential in his sophomore year, because I don't think rookie year he's going to do that, especially with Travis Kelce still there. But home run pick for the Chiefs. Granted, there's a couple other positions they need more, like offensive linemen. Also, Chris Jones is going to be retiring soon, so maybe they need a defensive lineman, but Chris Jones is not retiring this year. And Colston Loveland, the value is just way too good right there.
Oh. Slap me in the face and call me Sally.
Okay.
This just... It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good seeing this happen. Elijah McClary looks happy, though. I think, right? Yeah, you like that? You don't like that.
This?
Oh, never mind. I was talking about the tight end pick.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah, he loves it. Okay, but, what is currently on screen is the Philadelphia Eagles making their selection, okay? After losing Milton Williams, who kind of stinks, didn't deserve $26 million a year, and I will die on that hill. Okay, guy deserved $10 million. Okay, guys, $13 million at most.
Maybe 15.
Maybe 50. If I'm feeling generous.
We'll just have to revisit it in a year.
We will actually have to revisit it in a year, and I will keep receipts.
Yep.
I don't like Milton Williams. I don't
You'll
think he's a
definitely
good
be
player.
here in a year.
I'm catching strays on my... This is supposed to be a day of glory and wonder.
It is.
No, it's a day of disappointment.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, the Philadelphia Eagles look to replace Milton Williams because they have Mojo Ojububu on. Tell me what the name is. What is it?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead and look that up while we keep talking.
Keep the guests entertained.
Yeah. Gotta keep the guests entertained. Okay. Oh, it's already
Moro Ojomo.
Yeah, that's what it is. Derek Harmon, the defensive lineman out of Oregon, winds up with the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is somebody that has snuck up big boards lately. Okay, somebody that has been mocked as a late first round. He goes exactly where he was mocked to go. And he makes, again, we keep stressing this over and over and over, but it is the first round of the NFL draft. It's going to happen. He makes an immediate impact on this defensive front.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can't have Moro Ojomo starting. 2023 7th round pick. You cannot have that starting on your defensive line next to Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. He sticks out like a sore thumb.
Didn't Playboy Cardi make a song about him?
Maybe.
Mojo Jojo. That's what that song's called. He made a
Surely
song about
that
it.
was him.
Yeah. Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, well, now he's going to need one about Derek Harmon because he is the new starter at left defensive end for the Eagles and their 3-4 defense. And they just, every time they lose someone, they restock on that position. It's ridiculous. The Eagles are such a good organization, and Howie Roseman, that's why I don't like them, because I said earlier I only like bad organizations like the Dolphins and the Cardinals. The Eagles are so good, and it's so annoying.
Hey, I just had a shower thought. You could write
a shower?
I'm not in a shower, but it's a shower thought. That's what you call them. You could write a country song about Derek Harmon. It could go, Harmon, you're a heartbreaker. Oh! You might as well call me Blake Shelton. I feel like, right? That's pretty good. Harmon, you're a heartbreaker. Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, you know what? I'll do a little clap for it. I like that. What are you looking at?
What if he's a nice guy? What if he's not a heartbreaker?
I don't know.
You probably could have said something along the lines of like harmonizer instead. Like
Harmon, you're a
what if he can
harmonizer.
No.
I don't think he'd find that.
Or
Very,
call him Derek. Then that has more of a ring to it. Don't use Harmon twice.
Derek, you're deranged. What are you gonna
That's
what are
not
you,
what
what are you
I'm
gonna
saying.
make work with
That's not
Derek?
what I was saying. Whatever. Stick to NFL.
Yeah, I
Stick to
gotta give up
autographs.
my country career. Sydney Sweeney, I am sorry. Wrapping the whole thing full circle. So that is the end of our mock 2.0. Okay, I'm really happy with this one. I
I'm
think it
very
was even a
happy.
little bit better than the mock 1.0.
It should be, and it
It should
definitely
be.
was.
And we still have one more coming down the pipeline, but when we bring that one up, we'll have a different little cast. It'll be a different little thing. Be a fancy little mock 3.0, and that'll happen in a handful of weeks. But until then, we will see you next time on the Combine. Peace out.
Yay.
Yay!